The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
Were going back to the planet. They had their time go up. Each of them were killed directly in front of Usagi's eyes.
Yeah.
And they just cut it.
I remember.
It's some shit.
My favorite
That's
episode.
why you should listen to They're Not Cousins. Plug.
My favorite episode was when Usagi looked at the camera and said, "We're live."
God fucking damn it, Scott.
Stop it! I really.
We're late.
Come on, guys.
We're late.
We are late.
How long have we been doing this that you're not expecting it yet?
Yep.
Yeah.
How long have we been doing this?
I don't know, Reese. How long have we been doing this?
I'm thinking it's over 2 years.
Whoa.
Missed it last episode. Technically, last episode was the anniversary, but hey, we remembered this week.
Yeah.
And it's the 40th
Welcome, everybody.
episode.
Happy belated anniversary, everybody.
Yay!
Yeah.
Happy belated drama-filled
Chaos.
nonsense
Mess.
that this is the show is.
Yeah. Real quick, Scott, is Sirenscape a thing tonight?
Yes, it is. I actually opened it.
Oh, nice. Can you actually hear it? Okay. So, hello everyone, welcome. Sirenscape is super cool. We're listening to Floating in Virtual Space on Running the Net tonight. Sirenscape is super cool. It's $22 every other month for all of their sci-fi board games and fantasy stuff. It's super cool. And it looks like Garfield is about to attack the shit out of Scott right now. And then he turned into baby. So does anybody want to recap what the fuck happened last time?
I'm trimming his claws. They're very
So-
short.
I don't know, Reese, do you want to recap what the fuck happened last time?
Yeah.
I think
don't
you
like
should.
your tone. Give me
What?
one
I haven't
second.
been practicing my angry voice all week. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I
have
haven't
to
been studying up
practice
for
that?
debate. Yeah. 1 second while I fix
Open my mouth.
Retrovision into
Bad
modern
photo.
day.
For those unaware why his camera sucked ass, that was the one that he had the very first episode. And also the same outfit, apparently.
Same outfit.
Oh,
So, happy anniversary, everybody.
Yay!
super charming. I love it.
So, where do we begin? How about what happened last week? Let's start there. So, last week, as some of you may recall, we were in Boomtown, a laboratory / like manufacturing plant in the virtual world that was used by apparently the chemist and maybe also the collective. I don't remember their names off the top of my head, even though I just
Yes,
watched
the
all those
collective.
episodes. They were both there doing bad stuff. We found out because we saw a video of a troll Cyblight. And Daiyo found that and she was like, we should investigate. And everyone was like, we agree. We went. We fought some Z900s, some Liquid Terminator looking guys. We freed one man. He's somewhere in the professor's lab. I forgot about him.
Oops.
We found Anna. She was also there as a captive. She followed us along, kind of guided us because she was a scavenger. We found traps. They made cooked bagels and cream cheese. Crypto got lost through a portal. Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Came back a few minutes later. Turns out it wasn't Crypto. It was a clone or something. They're not sure yet. So they fought some big tanky spider things. Then like, wait a minute, you're not Crypto. You're a weirdo. And they noped out. Then they ran back. Meanwhile, Crypto had been teleported into a jail cell that had the chemist on the outside. And he was just like, give me your blood because you had corruption experiments and that was kind of cool. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure. But then he lied. I don't think I can trust him anymore, but we live on. He escaped, kind of. He escaped just in time to get his hand crushed by the chemist. Ollie showed up shortly after because she went through the same portal. So Crypto and Ollie fought the chemist. They transported him through a portal using the Knights of the Grid badge into a training grounds at the Knights of the Grid's place. Shortly after, Hey You, another Knight of the Grid, used his portal badge thing and opened it up same place where they were. We fought a dragon. We fought a dire Cyblight troll. The collective showed up. Idiot wore leather armor. I mean,
Got his shit mixed.
come on, like, we defeated them.
Mind flayers aren't
Crypto.
really known for their armor.
That's their problem. Crypto made a decision based off some information that he had from his background that the chemist, one, not only knows about the Circle of Night, the group we're trying to stop from rewriting the world, but two, he had some information about the organization that did the experiments on Crypto. So he was like, we should revive him because he has information. And everyone else was like, that's a really bad idea. How about don't do that? And Crypto said, what? As he revived him inside of the professor's lab.
I didn't have a problem with it. I was just like...
Most of the team were not happy, at least in character. The professor showed up and was like, why did you bring him here? That is my arch nemesis. And that's kind of where we left off.
Well, he
Did
was
I miss
dead when
anything?
we got here.
Anna disappeared. She teleported out.
And all the chaos.
We also have a clone version of Ollie, who showed up right at the end, only to be freed from mind control.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good on what happened. So to remind everyone of what was going on, sorry, I got distracted by chat there because I have the attention span of a goldfish. So last we left off, you guys brought the corpses of the chemist and the collective with you to the professor's lab. You brought the heads of the troll with you, which I believe are on a hollow weapon snow shovel carried by Heyu. I believe Barkley picked a bunch of gadgets off of the collective's corpse. And then as you guys dropped or shoved the chemist's draconic body through a portal and into the lobby of the professor's lab, it immediately got riddled with bullets from automatic fire as Ruby opened fire because a dragon just appeared in the fucking lobby. The rest of you jumped through. Crypto cast Revivify, brought the chemist back. Oli wrapped him up and grappled him really well. Heyu basically prepared to attack if the dragon moved an inch. And then Crypto punched him and KO'd him in one hit because he had one hit point, because Revivify. And then the professor walked out and basically asked, what the fuck did you do? Why did you bring him here? And cast a spell, causing the body to vanish.
That's an excellent question, Professor.
Oh, that's actually a lot better than what I thought happened. I thought the dragon woke up and didn't get KO'd again and then just vanished itself.
No.
No.
Okay, that's way better than what I've been thinking happened for 2 weeks. I thought the chemist was revivified and escaped again, and I was
No,
about
no,
to be
no,
way
no.
more upset at Crypto.
Oh, well, I would be upset at Crypto at that point.
I'm still upset at Crypto. I don't know
That's
about
okay.
you guys.
We just need to run down to the store and get like some like Neo shackles or something that keep him from moving from plane to
Yeah,
plane.
now we only have a minute before he's back, right?
Okay,
I
what
was
kind
about
of
to say.
shackles are we going to get? Like
I just said like
Fuzzy.
Neo shackles.
Extra ones.
No, like
Extra.
So,
No,
Yeah,
no, you get insulating shackles. He's a Tesla
Crypto.
dragon.
what is going on?
Oh, I meant extra shackles.
Why would
for
you bring
Crypto's
him
arms.
back, and why would you bring him here?
Yeah, did you like lose a couple of brain cells in the teleportation? Because like, what the fuck?
did you lose your manners or sleep in 1,000 years?
Yes, actually, that's obvious. We all know this.
Well, as long as you
Mox,
know
I
it.
can't see behind your helmet, but you look very shocked.
Crypto, I know that.
No, you
maybe
can
have,
see
like-
behind my helmet because I've got that crack in it.
Oh yeah, I know it's maybe like had some like part of your brain scooped out and put into this individual over here, maybe. But you know how it is when you've been asleep for too long and you wake up and you're really cranky. Well, she's been asleep a long time.
Okay, so before
Excuses.
No, I've been
before
like this
before we
before this.
continue our inner bickering here, we got more important things to worry about. So what do you plan on doing with the dragon, the electric dragon, when
Yeah, please enlighten
Well-
us of how you're gonna make a powerful old dragon
now, Vinna?
tell you about anything.
Vinna, let him talk.
Well, we brought it here to so we defeated the chemist and the collective, and obviously now as they're our prisoners, we have a better position from which to deal with the rest of their compatriots. Also, I was banking on the hope that you might actually be able to make something useful out of this troll head.
Professor is like, okay,
It's
so
got Cyblight in it.
you brought a Cyblade, a uncontained Cyblade.
No,
No, it's contained. It's
To a
on my
lab.
it's on my shovel. It's perfectly
No,
fine.
no, okay.
Shovel
So
is not contained.
no, we have procedures for this. Barkley empties out his gym bag and he puts it in the gym bag and zips it up and hands it to the professor.
We have about 30 seconds, so...
Yeah. I can reduce his size a little bit. But not for very long.
Great.
How about I just obliterate him and we'll be done with it?
So, like, Hey You is gonna like fix one of those weird
Crypto, what did you
intergalactic
want to get
eye
out of
sockets
him?
on the professor and be like, so I mean, you can handle and contain the threat, can you not? You are the programmer, are you not? And there's gonna be like a little weird like dual overtone. It's almost kind of at the edge of the lower range of hearing. But
Like, I
it's,
typically have a lot more time to plan for these sorts of things before you bring basically arch nemesis to my front door. Also, why are there two of you? And never mind, he'll be back in a moment. And
they're
at that
defeated. We hand them to you on a silver platter. Just go lock them up in your way.
Crypto, say your piece. We've got like 20 seconds.
It's gonna take a little bit longer than that. The chemist knows about the Circle of Night, so we can get some information on them, if not specifically Reality Hacker and Lyra. He also knew about the organization that was doing modification experiments on corruption that I was a part of. So he might know about Canopy and also what's her face, the gnome that was my doesn't matter at this point. My trainer, the one that brought me to that organization.
Okay, two things. Yeah, he
Only-
might know about this shit, but what in your right mind you think that would make you, like, make him tell us anything?
And at that point, there is that flash of red light, and the chemist appears again in the massive draconic form that fills the entire room.
He was unconscious,
He is
When
still
we see-
unconscious.
and
For who
Crypto
knows how
just
long.
points to it and it's like, if we can do this, I think we can get some information out of him.
Yeah, you really think so? Because I don't know about that one, Chief.
Well, we can at least try. I don't see you doing anything.
I think there's a compromise here, though I'm loath to say it. Not to make assumptions, Barkley.
Hmm?
You wouldn't know how to speak with the dead, would you?
And why would I know how to do that?
Because you came back from the dead.
That's not how it works, the professor says.
Well, that's why I say I don't know if you would know or would know someone who could help us out with this.
I could detect thoughts. I could just.
I mean, that's
We gotta
less of
figure
a
those right here.
compromise for
Yeah.
the dissenters here. I'm sorry, Bark. I don't know how coming back works, having not died. So, my apologies.
No, I'm built on a dead body, but I'm not what that dead body was.
Fascinating.
Learning new things every day.
You really are, aren't we?
But yeah,
We
slap.
still need to worry about that later, but like, there's.
We can hold a lot of information in this big boy as I just slap it once.
Ay. Okay. All right.
But Oli, you'd be
It's
able
like-
you'd be able to read his mind.
Yeah, I think so. Would that be okay? Or what's happening? I'm
Professor-
scared.
Would it kill him?
To
Please
read
tell
his
me Oli
mind.
said that in the game, please.
I did.
That she said I'm scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did say I'm scared.
It's so precious, so cute. Please, Aya, draw that.
The professor says, for what it's worth, he's a very strong-willed individual. You can try it, might not work.
Aren't we all?
I do have some spells prepared that might be able to pin him down for a short time, but it's not going to work forever. And most of them will only work if he's his normal human shape.
Well, does anybody
Is this?
does
is
anybody
not
have
his normal-
polymorph?
Or know how to make him smaller.
Is
Are
this not
you
his normal
think of
shape?
my mother? Come on.
Well, his human shape, I mean. This is his natural shape, but
So we have to-
I can't make the dome big enough to fit a dragon.
Anna, could you polymorph him? Wait, where did Anna go?
Oh,
Look at that! Real suspicious.
shit.
She didn't come back with us.
In the meantime,
Hmm.
Ruby
hi,
is...
it's me, Nopto. She said goodbye and said to say goodbye to everybody. So, bye.
I trust nothing. And no one.
Ruby is just kind of looking at this chaos, blank face. I'm gonna go get some cord to tie it up.
And also
Barkley-
like a bottle of whiskey.
And some
Do you have
Barkley
that?
pulls up his
'Cause I could really
shades.
use some of that.
Barkley pulls up his shades and he says, "I'll be in my trailer." He goes to leave and gets a cup of coffee.
All right.
Phew. Okay, since I guess we're taking a little bit of downtime right now,
I guess.
are we gonna take a rest?
As Barkley's leaving, you see him pull out a phone, and in front of the unconscious, like head laid backwards Tesla dragon, he's like, "Tst." And he just goes.
Somehow
Private
inexplicably you
place.
see, hey, you like cheat, like photobombing you, like just in the corner of the frame.
The professor calls, Bark, can you actually make him smaller?
His head turns around first, and then the rest of his body does. And then he goes,
Oh God.
I can, but not for very long. Like, maybe a minute.
Yes. I mean,
Okay, out of character, how big is he, like, classification? Is he huge
Classification.
size?
I want to say he's huge size.
Thought we saw it.
No, I think he's large, actually.
Oh, he's only large size?
Is that right? I feel like that's not right. Hang on.
I think
How
you did
old
say
is
that
it?
last
Is it
time.
a young adult, a full adult?
Just give me a second. I'm looking at the dragons.
Adult is usually huge size.
Who
and
here
then
likes
ancients-
Magic the Gathering?
A nerd.
Yes, nerds. Strixhaven's amazing. I've been playing it on Arena. I'm getting 4, if not all 5 of the Commander 2021 decks. I'm kind of obsessed.
I understood
I-
25% of those words.
I'll just say this: is last night at my Quest for the Quantum Rose game, we had a new NPC. He is a kobold scientist named Dr. Nikolai Bolus.
Ha! I know that one.
He is indeed
beautiful.
large.
I
Not
hate
that
how
one.
well that fit.
I did some artwork for me, and it's just the most.
It was
I
very
need to
fun
see
to
Nicky,
draw.
Nicky boy.
Nikolai.
He is huge right now.
No, he's a kobold. He's just small size.
Oh.
But his heart is huge size.
The professor
His
says
coffee mug is huge size.
the spell that I was considering can only do a radius of 10 feet. So I don't know that. Well, if we wind him up really small, it might fit. But it also
Okay.
doesn't last very long.
You had a great fall, now you're going to be very small. And I cast Reduce. And he goes down to 1/3 of his size, and he's large size.
Okay.
So I
The
think most of
professor-
his space he takes up is more his wings than anything. Most dragons, that's the case. He doesn't have
the
wings.
professors,
Does he? Tesla dragons don't have wings.
No,
they do not know.
His turbine takes
Um,
us through.
Professor says, for what it's worth, the spell that I cast, whatever is in there can't come out. So if we want to wake him up, somebody's going to have to be in there with him, or I wake him up and then I cast the spell.
I'll do it.
No.
We'll still be able to hear you, and I can drop the spell at any time.
All right.
You really think this is a good idea, Crypto?
Can it be only one?
No, I honestly don't. But-
2 at most, and then it would be very crowded. If
Barkley,
he
I
uses
really do
his
think
breath
that
weapon
there
in
can
there,
only be
you
one.
guys are in for a world of hurt.
I'm gonna send Mistress in on somebody's shoulder.
Okay.
If you want
Mistress can do.
backup, I will go with you. Like, fuck, you already did the stupid thing, so let's just go through with it.
If you're willing to come, then I'm not gonna say no.
Good, because I wasn't gonna take it now.
Good.
So,
I'm scared.
I
I'm
am
scared.
too.
I'm Barkley.
What is happening?
Can I double down on the detect thoughts casting with Oli?
I mean, you both can cast it. He would have to make 2 saving throws.
Would that not effectively put him under disadvantage for a casting?
Like,
No.
combo casting isn't
mean-
really a thing in 5e.
I mean, Jesse, technically, yes, if, like, it is disadvantage. Like, if one of you gets it, then one of you gets it. It doesn't really matter.
That was my kind of my feeling is like the practical upshot of this would be almost like.
Okay, so I was just looking at this weird wording here, right? And I'm gonna leave this up to Kat, because
Mhm.
she's more the universe than the universe is for Retroverse. For my shiny trait for white, I can give all eyes within 30 feet of me a +1 to all ability checks, saving throws, and damage rolls. Would that knock up this DC for their saving throw?
Knock up.
No, because DCs are... There's very few things that can raise the DC other than just ability scores.
Okay, it was worth a
Sorry.
shot.
He does say, I do think your spells should be able to go through it, though, so... Can it?
I don't know, but he's not going to be this size much longer.
Okay, so anything that things can't physically pass through it, so your like mental spells would work, but attacks would not.
Well, I don't aim to attack.
So, Crypto and Vinna and Mistress step close to the dragon. The professor starts to cast a spell. And a large sort of bluish dome, a wall of force, appears in a 10-foot radius around all three of you, or 4 rather, with Mistress. It is very crowded. It's very tight in here. And you almost feel like this sort of static electricity building up, and you can't tell if it's from the spell or just from the fact that you're now trapped in a very small space with a Tesla dragon.
I'm scared.
Same. And also, why are there 2 of you and 2 of Crypto? Are they a danger?
Oh yeah, what's Noli doing?
What is
I'm
Noli doing?
scared.
No. Noli's probably like,
I'm not scared.
she's just chilling with Nopto.
And
They're like
Noli.
Not
probably
so
having,
grump.
they're probably having like tea or something. I don't know.
Hey,
His brain
I'm
Noli's
scared.
hair or something.
Hey, I'm scared. I'm not so scared.
I'm just imagining that Noli is like, who the fuck are all these people? And just in the corner of the room, Nopto is just giving the rundown of everybody.
And we are the
This
boy
is like when you're
flumps.
that new significant other that goes to a party with someone who's barely been with the friend group and is just trying to teach the names.
Yep, absolutely.
That one's broccoli. That one is box. That one is hey me. I want to say it's Vanessa.
Marianne says hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Oi.
Best thing I've ever heard of.
You may as well wave. They know you're here.
Oh.
So, inside the wall of force, what do Crypto and Vinna and Mistress want to do?
I'm following Crypto's lead, but I got my weapon trained on that motherfucker. If he tries anything, I'm bopping him.
Yeah, Mistress is actually going to be holding an action to cast Heart Container on the dragon if it should get hostile. And it is going to try and give it to whoever looks hurt the most in the event that it starts slashing out.
Okay.
So yeah, she's in there as kind of like
People-
emergency backup.
No one healed last time, did they? They would
Nope.
just let them go in there. Like, I'm
Yep.
fine, guys.
I'm taking a break over here. I'm trying not to bleed out.
Yep.
Vox is
That
over
is-
here with like a box of juice and a cookie and is like,
Yeah,
life.
like did no one consider maybe having a couple of potions before you get started?
Bark looks over at you and it's
No,
like,
that's a
hey.
smart thing to do, and we're not smart over here.
takes a sip of his coffee. You need some healing?
They're already in the thing.
No, to Vox.
I don't. Oh.
Oh. I mean, if you want, bud, I feel weird asking you to do that after the assumption.
He just puts his hand out. You see like horrible necrotic energy come off of him, and it hits you, and you're gonna heal a lot because I'm casting it. I'm upcasting it.
God.
I gotta.
Yeah.
I know.
No one else heals around here.
Oh.
That's not
Very
necessarily-
true.
that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily-
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm currently at 2 hit points, so I would love to know where I go.
All right, I just rolled 68.
Mia just constantly looks like shit, so she's just like angry and bleeding.
I rolled 68. Guess what the result was?
6.
It's either going to be 6 or it's going to be like,
6-1.
48.
yeah.
17.
Oof.
Oh,
Better than
wow.
nothing.
Oh.
Right.
That was the worst
Yikes.
4th level spell slot cast ever. but
Wait.
yeah.
It should be twice that you gain.
Oh, duh. I keep forgetting that. You gain 34. Thank goodness.
I
Alright.
gained 30.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, okay, right. So
Because
Because that's the only
Because
thing that
it's
makes it
supposed to
worthwhile.
harm me that. but I'm immune to necrotic,
Yeah.
so it's fine.
Because, like, for most people, yeah, 17 hit points to me damage to give you 34 healing. That's a fair
balanced. Yeah, that's balanced. Barkley exits stage left.
Crypto, what would you like to do? The professor on the outside yells, you have about 10 minutes, so...
Alright. So, right arm dangling, because that shit's still broken. Might I also remind everyone
Callie's face is like...
that Crypto is, his armor is very melty, if not about to give out from the acid grenade. And he was electrocuted. That's when he went down, so... You look over
I
at
have
Nopedo.
70 hit points.
So, right arm dangling.
Why is everyone in this campaign a martyr?
They're not martyrs, they're just fucking stupid. Stupid martyrs.
I have other things to do. Healing is for
Anyway.
laters.
Oh, here's what I'll do. I have a cantrip. I'm gonna do cure cuts on Crypto.
Probably should do
Just
that
give
to
you a
yourself.
little- What? No, I
Probably
don't-
should do that to yourself. I'm at 44 right now.
Yeah, Crypto did get healed by,
It's
Bark.
a cantrip, so I can do it on both of those. It's no big deal.
Okay.
Is it true what they say about Restless being healed by necrotic energies?
It's all
depends
anyway.
on the spell, but yeah, as far as we've seen, the professor says.
Huh.
Okay.
Barkley looks like he's about to explode from the overhealing he's been doing to himself. If I could gain that on top of my maximum hit points, I'd be almost double my max at this point.
I just want to point out that heart container actually like deals necrotic damage.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, it doesn't. It says it removes her hit points.
Yeah, that removes their maximum hit points.
Oh,
It's
so
actually
it doesn't
pretty
actually
powerful.
do
Yeah.
damage. Oh wow, never mind.
Oh.
Okay, carry on.
Gruck has
Sorry.
used it casually on a random pedestrian once. It was great.
Ooh.
So-
All right.
Inside the dome, Crypto
Crypto
heals.
puts his foot, his very melty boot, on the chemist's throat, and with his left hand, kind of slaps him awake.
Vinna
And-
looks intimidating behind you. Just death glare.
Yeah, I actually kind of want to roll intimidation. Just
Yeah,
way up.
can I give him advantage on that?
For what it's worth, at this point, the only thing that's really gonna wake him up is some kind of healing.
Oh,
Oh, jeez. Fine, I'll do fucking heal cut thing on him. Yeah. Of course he gets the most. I rolled a 1 for Vinna. He gets 4 hit points.
He blinks too. Looks at his surroundings, sort of stretches his neck under your boot. Well, this is a predicament.
yes, it certainly is. And if you would like it to get better, I suggest you would spill the beans, proverbially speaking.
Go ahead and roll your intimidation check.
Can I give him advantage?
I'll say yes.
Roll the beans.
Oh, good, because that was a 9.
Yeah. Was that a 20?
Uh-huh.
Yeah!
You don't crit on skill checks. However, that is a 26.
Woo! We're like the most intimidating people that he has ever seen in his fucking life.
He does
we're-
seem to hesitate a lot more than he had the last time that you guys were having a relaxed conversation.
Hmm.
Yeah, the boot's on the other foot. Now that you're caged. So,
Mistress is kind of like looking at him, like kind of like a bird would, you know, sort of like tilting her head this way and that,
Mm-hmm.
with those weird empty space eyes. Although actually, I think Mistress's eyes are more like kind of on fire, like the Eye of Sauron sort of look, isn't it? Like the weird multi-irised black look streaking with yellow in the middle. Yes, that is correct. It's the wings that are hopeless in space. I remember now. Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like, so. I'm guessing this one isn't you. Looking at the dome above him. And sort of cranes his neck around to look at the professor. So what do you want to know?
Preferably everything, but I'll take what I can get at the moment. And if I don't like it, well, guess you'll go back to where you came from 5 minutes ago. Hell, by the way.
And if you do like it?
I haven't thought that far through. But I may end up sending to the same place anyway.
We'll
I know
burn
she's
that
willing to
bridge
do
when we
that.
get to-
Well, that's not very much incentive for me to talk now, is it?
Oh, but we could let you go. Well, there's that possibility. You could piss off and do more of the same shit you did here. So,
Hey, Ollie, do you have
Let's
a
start with
headache?
an
Are you
easy-
okay? Sorry.
Holy, I'm just in pain from how stupid my friends are.
let's start.
Pressing my face against the force thing, like, don't be stupid.
It's really uncomfortable. You feel like arcs of electricity coming off of it to the point where like your lips are going numb.
Hair standing up.
Is it like putting your face against those like electric balls?
Absolutely,
and just, like, the lips on the other side.
Okay,
So-
I take 2 steps back then.
Let's start
We
with
can't hear you,
something
Jesse.
maybe simple. Where is the reality hacker and Lyra?
Well, I would presume in her lab, which I don't know where it is because she has that shit magically guarded because she's not a moron. And I have no fucking idea. Wait a minute, that's the one that left you guys, right?
Oh yeah, you
that
guys call
one.
her. You guys call her Echo.
Yeah, I remember her. She turned my dinosaur into a fucking chicken last time.
She certainly did.
Well,
Not a clue.
no
not
clue.
A,
Last I
not
saw
even a
her,
hint.
she was running around as rowdy hacker's lapdog.
Hmm.
Swear to Christ. it's
Not
50.
really liking these answers so far. All right, let's just move on to maybe something even easier then, since you don't know locations. How do you get in contact with at least the Circle of Knights?
Well, I have their phone numbers for them for what it's worth.
All right.
They have webs of contacts, particularly Reality Hacker. She's one of those people that likes to know everyone.
Good to know. All right.
Those numbers, or are you just gonna be elusive?
Well, at the moment, I have a boot on my neck, and I do not have access to my phone in this form, so there's that.
I mean, I could take my boot off if you want to switch back. I can do that.
You're gonna hear inside of your head like a thunderously loud voice saying, "Are you fucking stupid? Don't take your boot off the neck."
You
Trust me, I don't know what I'm doing.
won't.
That makes me a wild card.
Oh, I trust that you don't know what you're doing.
I look at crypto like.
I am very firmly
"About
convinced.
this?" I don't know about this one, bub.
Well,
Did
Only
you
they
cut
can-
class on interrogation day?
Only they can hear you through the bubble for what it's worth. Unless that's just her freaking out.
I'm home learned.
Alright, listen here, you son of a fucking bitch. I want to know where I can find all of your information, and if you don't tell me, I will shove my boot up your dragon ass so much that your baby dragons will feel it.
That's impressive considering I don't have any yet, but sure.
Exactly. I will time travel with my fucking boot.
So you're the time traveler.
And you thought I talked too
Oh,
much.
I've been waiting to meet you.
Shut up!
I will only say this once. You answer the questions that we ask, or I will start punching. And you really don't want me to do that.
Well, why don't you tell me where all of your treasure is so you can put it into my bank account number 1234556. I'm great at interrogating.
It's a joke. She doesn't know her bank account number because she didn't bother to look it fucking up.
I didn't have time! We
Okay, that's
literally-
valid.
We never have time.
Don't have time.
We're always busy.
We're always
As a time
busy.
traveler, you should always have time.
I don't, because I didn't technically time travel. I just fell asleep.
I am.
Hey, you is gonna make a big show of like
Anyway.
strolling around within eyeshot of the dragon and like taking kind of like a photographer's view, like trying to find the best angle, and then plop down one of his hard light constructs of that big tank gun and just like work, just fiddle with the aim, just fine tune it a little bit, and just make a big show of fiddling with that while they're haggling.
You may want to be quick. I am apparently the only one that may show you any kind of mercy. Everyone else wants you dead and would rather you had stayed dead.
Yeah, honestly, no, I kind of expected that. That's par for the course. So, I take it you want to know more about Canopy?
Well, sure. Once we
Right.
get more info about Circle of Night, once we got them happy, then we'll work on getting me happy.
So,
Wait, who
I'm
are
willing to
looking
give you
for?
my phone. I don't give two shits about the circle. I'm in it for my own pursuits.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
So, beyond that, what is it going to take for you to take your boot off my throat so that I can hand you my phone and we can go our merry ways?
Nothing. Shut up your mouth.
No, that's the opposite of what we want.
And he steps off.
If he tries to, like, magic whatever, Vinna is punching him.
Yeah, Mistress likewise is going to ready an action to cast.
Like, if he tries any fucking thing, like, I am armed and ready to kill.
He sort of rolls his neck a little bit, flops his head back to look at the professor, and you guys can see, like, there is eye contact there. They recognize each other.
Ex-boyfriends. Got it.
I was gonna say the
And
same thing.
as he sits up, his form shrinks rapidly back to the form of the chemist. Untouched, pristine lab coat, latex gloves, perfectly in place blonde hair.
God, I hate
So-
you.
Meanwhile, the two of us are haggard and
Yeah, listen, I believe
Bleeding
the
everywhere.
intimidation worked more because we look like we would be we would fall over at any minute, and we're crazy enough to do this.
we look crazed for
Yes.
sure.
It's like that one bit in Steven Universe. It's like, you guys look tired. We look awesome. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
So, I assure you I'm not reaching for anything but my phone.
Well, let's hope so, because otherwise you're going to be dead in a second.
Slowly pulls out a phone and offers it up to Vinna.
Rena grabs it.
It explodes. As you fulfill the requirement for the contingency spell that was on the phone.
It
Exploding
does not
runes
explode.
totally could be digital.
Password?
It consumes her with Cyblight goo.
He tells it to you, and it's like a 7 or 8 digit code.
Got it.
It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's the
It's
professor's
boobs.
birthday. We all know.
It's just
Really? Oh.
B000BS. That's like 5.
Only 7 digits?
Yeah.
Only 7 digits? That's not very secure.
Come on.
Like, well, it's also typically on my person, and my pockets are warded to prevent theft, but...
Fair enough. Got me there. Alright. Are you happy, Vinna?
No, ask your question.
That was a rhetorical question. I know you weren't.
I'm never happy.
Alright. That may be good enough for them that they won't immediately kill you. However, I would like a little bit of info about Canopy, or possibly, if you have that, of Skylar Hildegard.
You're... Oh, okay, yes, Skylar. She was... you'll probably be happy to know she's relatively low on the scale. She's very likely not 100% aware of what Canopy does.
That only makes me feel slightly better.
Canopy is interested in the pursuit of science above all other things, particularly through the study of corruption. The data program, as it were, was intended to be a bridge between and virus branches. A way to explore the limits of what could be done with corruption and the shifting of reality. Some of which I think I've seen you using now.
Maybe. I don't know for sure myself. I have not had the opportunity to talk to them.
Well, clearly something worked, considering what came out of you during that fight.
Well, just say I was a little bit fight or flight mode. Where are they?
I've fallen a bit out of touch over the last few years. I've been a little distracted with present activities. But I can tell you where their last location was that I knew. Was in Subnautica. Not too far from is it Sukun Lake?
Suikun Lake.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
Of course you're not surprised. It is a... Was that the... Yes, this was the moving base. It's in a submarine.
Fancy.
I believe they were toying with opening rifts and things like that. Wondering how to do so safely without, killing everyone in sight. Which clearly didn't work, if I recall how the last end of your training went.
Yeah. They didn't happen to do any kind of experimentation that you're aware of those rifts back in Shire Ecology or Neutron City.
They may have been doing some.
Do they do experiments all over the world? Is it considered a world if it's a 12-sided die?
I mean, it doesn't have to be round to be a world.
Yeah, it's not a globe.
It's true.
As far as I can tell, yes, they do most of their...
Some tinfoil hat down in the city. I knew it! The world is flat!
I'm just saying,
flat on every
speaking,
side.
The Earth isn't, like, a perfect sphere. It's just...
No, it's a little bit oblong.
Have any of you played Kingdom Kokoro?
I don't know why, but I thought you were going to say Kingdom Hearts.
I
That's
thought
what
so
I
too,
said.
and I was like,
I
Callie's
changed
about
the
to have
word
her
for the sake of
fucking
the
moment.
game.
Because those worlds are very round. They are very much
Those are
round.
very round.
Not when you get there.
No, they're not.
I tried playing that game. I couldn't make heads or tails of it.
It's
I have no
like,
fucking clue what that is.
from what I know of the organization, they do experiments all over Radix, except for Del Diablo, where some of the locals there would crack down on that very quickly.
Seems more like a better place to hide that kind of stuff, but whatever. I'm not an expert.
You really know nothing of Del Diablo, do you?
No, I've never had the opportunity to go.
It's really, like, sort of a shithole.
Alright.
Although the Henshin headquarters have a big, comfy couch.
That's to the
Noted.
Gentleman's Nightclub, and it's like a super nice nightclub.
Next time I'm in Del Diablo, I'll be sure to visit the Henshin's big comfy couch.
That's my favorite TV show! Used to watch it all the time when I was a kid.
Things that sound like they should be on a porn website but aren't.
So this is your only communication with the Circle of Knights. Circle of the Night.
For what it's worth, the collective occasionally like to drop in mental communication, though I do not believe that he's going to be doing that anytime soon. Just looks over at like the corpse that's all fucked up.
That is a good guess.
One more question. The fuck is with the clones situation?
Oh, you don't know what they are. They're not clones. They're androids.
Ah, okay.
Like those super illegal things?
For those of you that are from this time, so everybody except Oli and Vinna, you know that ever since the Machine War about 400 years ago or so, androids are super duper fucking illegal because they were, part of the robot uprising. Probably not going to go over well if these two are found just roaming around freely.
Meanwhile, look over and they're like sitting on a slightly taller chair and their like legs are a little like swinging and just hands on lap eating crackers or something.
Drinking a juice box.
I was imagining them like playing like fortune tellers, like they found a piece of paper and they're just like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nope, though. Like on his stomach, like, tell me more about sports ball. What is a donut?
A holy thing,
Oh,
Vox tells him.
oh my god. No! Boo! Boo!
You can't. No.
No.
You get to keep your sass in there. I get mine out here.
Oh, okay. Alright, is there
They
any
don't
more
seem very
questions?
dangerous.
I like to believe that it's my mind that's my most dangerous feature.
It's cute. So cute.
He looks over at the professor and he says, "So I'm presuming he didn't tell you anything about the magic, did he?" And he like reaches out and runs his finger over that electric barrier around you guys.
No, Professor tends not to tell us a lot of things.
Yeah, you like to hide things, don't you, cousin?
Ooh.
Oh, they were cousins!
They're not cousins.
Uh-huh! Okay, sure!
Holy shit. No wonder he lived so long.
Hmm.
Flashback to our one shot of Machine Wars,
Yeah.
where he was there with Visca.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh. Wow, what a surprise.
What does your your constantly on telepathy tell you? Hey you.
Like surface thoughts, right? Or no, it's like you can communicate.
Okay, so
It's
I have a
warlock.
passive. Yeah, the Gulak. So,
Yeah.
but also like the Void Tiefling itself has a racial feature for telepathy as well.
Okay.
So it actually kind of overlaps.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Let me get that up.
Oh,
And we're-
yeah.
Hey you. Oh wait, no, that is actually incorrect. Sorry about that. It's just the Gulak ability that gives me the telepathy. So, yeah. Awaken mind. Communicate telepathically with any creature you can see within 30 feet. You don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand. But it must understand at least one language. There was one other thing. Oh, Mistress has telepathy as well, of a different sort. The pseudo dragon, by the stat, can communicate telepathically with any creature within 100 feet that can understand language.
Okay. So Vox, you sort of nonchalantly edge closer to the window, and what does he see outside said window? His passive perception is 17, by the way.
Who's?
Vox.
Mine is 17. So I
You
saw
just
some
barely
movement in
notice
the window, and I'm
outside the
just trying to
window what appears to
nonchalantly
be
go over there
some
and get
kind
somebody
of
in front me.
some kind of dark fabric flapping in the wind outside.
Oh lord, okay.
I will say, hey, you do recognize that it is a humanoid mind. They would be able to, you would be able to make contact with them because you did sort of spot them. But beyond that, you just have like the ability to communicate with them. You don't. Actually, no. You gather surface thoughts, right?
Yeah, yes.
So.
Don't think about your bank information. Surface thoughts.
So yeah.
I knew. I don't know the
Oli,
No.
on who do you want to use that ability?
I'm scared, cat. I don't know.
Callie, just do
What
it.
it's worth, you can only use it on people you can see.
I can see people. I know, but I can't see whoever's outside, and I have no idea what's going on. So I was, and Ollie was thinking when she would cast it on when she was getting ready to cast it, she was thinking, I'm gonna cast it on this dude because I want to know like what he's actually thinking, and if they're questioning him, then I know. But now that he said he's cousins with a professor, and I don't know jack shit about the professor, I'm thinking maybe I should do it on him.
Either one you do it on, they would know that someone's probing in their mind.
It's the thing says it only knows this if you probe further. So if it's surface thoughts, they don't know.
Okay.
So, yeah, I looked.
Yes, Scotty, you learned the rules, goddammit.
That's awesome.
Shit, I'm gonna do it on the professor.
Okay. The surface thoughts you get are a vague feeling of dread and the almost mental image of all the things that he's built crumbling.
Oh boy.
What do I get?
What does he get?
Who is he doing it on?
The individual in the window.
Oh my god.
I'm letting
That
Mistress
cell
keep
phone
watch
would be
on-
pretty useful for finding Echo.
Fuck's sake.
Does this voice sound dark and tortured?
Yes.
Does this
sound
voice
kinda-
sound like a cape flapping in the wind constantly, even in a still room?
Yes.
Does it sound kind of caged?
Yes.
Does it sound kind of
I'm used to it.
contrived?
Why is Der Fliegermaus here?
Who's that?
But Manuel.
Michael Raymond, please don't sue us.
Michael wrote in, please don't sue.
Also, you probably also hear, God damn it, Crypto's such an idiot. I can't believe he's doing this. You really should get some help.
Okay, so yeah, after quickly making the determination that this is just a yutz in a trench coat and hat, I'm actually going to turn my full attention back to the drama unfolding in the room, and start going over the head spaces of the chemist and.
Since you can read,
well,
the
I'll start
surface-
with the chemist next.
Since you can read the surface thoughts, you know that they're holding a handgun and a grapple gun.
Oh, okay. Well, that's at least worth taking a note of. But I'm still going to point my focus elsewhere because I feel like the handgun is probably the lesser of the hazards in this situation.
I don't know. Grapple gun sounds pretty scary.
Yeah, but it's not like
scary.
Batman.
It's scary.
Babbling
Ooh.
Ooh, I'm so scared.
It's just
I'm gonna take that to mean that
Arachnoid Man.
I'm gonna take that to mean that Vox is going to approach from a different angle and try and get a better view of who is outside this window.
Well, I'm glad that you said something. I was about to type it to you. I'm going to leave to go. Are we on the bottom floor or are we up in the
We're
air?
in the top floor.
You're on like the penthouse.
Okay, so somebody's looking in from a window on the balcony or like just clinging for dear life?
Yes.
Yes.
So, Hey will actually transmit to you as you walk away. It's like there is a dark and foreboding figure outside, like emphasis on just everything, right? super dramatic. Like I'm not like I can't like telepathically like pass on the impression that I was getting, but I can definitely like
I could read the bold Comic Sans that you were emitting to my brain.
yes. It's
Are you
weird to
being
think in typeface.
Comic Sans is a good font. #2real.
Are you?
It's really good for
are you
writing,
being?
apparently.
Are you guys being
It
subtle
is
about
not,
this?
and I will kick your ass.
I was.
Like, were you guys looking at the window I'm looking through?
I was trying to look out the window.
No.
That you were looking.
Um,
I
I'll
was not
say-
taking my eyes off of it, but like definitely like I have periphery, right?
I would leave.
Yeah, so it was their-
if you guys start looking at the window,
for what it's
you would
worth.
leave.
So it was their passive perception that noticed movement,
Mhm.
and then Vox like casually walked a little closer and started to see like flapping movement.
Yeah, when he goes to move closer, I'm out of there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I will say you can get to another window to try and like see if you can see them. So go ahead and make another stealth check.
A stealth check. You got it.
And
What's
then
going on right
Vox, yours is a yeah,
Bless
yours
you.
would just be.
Perception.
I actually think this would be investigation because this is also trying to guess where they're going to go if they're leaving.
Shoot. Bless.
Thank you.
Well, I rolled a 19, so that's a 20.
Yeah, you. Which direction is this individual going?
You notice he's now at the top of the window.
At the top of the window.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I go and pull the window up and I look up.
For what it's worth, these windows are penthouse windows. They don't really open.
No, and they're really tall, aren't they?
Yeah, they're. I mean, like it's a penthouse. The windows are going to be fucking huge. and-
Regardless, if I'm going to
yeah.
see above the window and I try to look
You
up-
see a fedora hat for just a moment and then disappears.
All right. As long as you're wearing
And this time it
pants,
does
that's
not
the
come
more
back.
important part.
You,
You're wearing
Jigs
pants,
up.
right?
you didn't see
What
any.
does it
You
matter?
didn't see
He
any
doesn't
pants.
have anything to hide up there. Unless you're into bones.
This town
Meanwhile,
filled with too many things.
inside the bubble. He says, so the professor, as you know him, previously worked with me.
Wow, real.
He told us that.
Did he tell you that the reason he knows so much about the Cyblights is because... And the professor at this point steps forward and tries to interrupt.
Let me guess, he helped you make them. Because seems to be where it's going, and I really don't give a fuck, okay?
I'm still doing the detect thoughts on the professor. I've got it up for 1 minute, so yeah.
You get this overwhelming feeling of guilt and panic and
but is
fear
it like a
that
volatile kind of thing? Like, do I feel like I would be in danger if I let this man go on any longer?
more like he's scared of what the chemist is saying. That the chemist is going to reveal things he doesn't want known. And the professor says, "No, stop. Yes, I'm older than I look. I helped him create what came to be the Cyblight virus. I didn't know at the time what it was." And the chemist just sort of laughs and you knew exactly what it was. We were trying to create the perfect life form. Something intelligent and brutal and ruthless that could survive anything. And it worked.
Go from the back. But Barkley already exists.
Heyu is going to take his tail and with the spade tip make a very pointed point at the troll head and be like, well, apparently not.
Yeah, the ones that aren't humanoids tend to get messy. It's the reason I haven't delved into it myself. He sort of looks over at the professor and he says, "So?" And the professor...
Oh, Professor.
The reason that I built this team is to make up for the things that I've done. None of you are old enough to remember it or were around to remember it, but the machine war was effectively caused by us. We weren't thinking, we were just creating whatever we could without regard for any consciousness or thoughts of our actions. And when the Cyblights got out of control, they ruined everything. The chemist is just sort of sitting there.
I mean, at least he has remorse, though. I mean, it's very trite and everything to say, "Oh God, what have I done?" And I've created a monster, and it's loose in the countryside, and woe is me. But you don't even fucking care.
Chemist is like, "Why would I care? It worked. I did what I wanted to do. I don't hide what I am. I know what I am. I'm not afraid of making monsters. It's what I am." And the professor says, "He's not wrong. We are cousins." And
so what kind of dragon are you?
He steps back several feet, and there is that same sort of reddish ripple. And where the professor had been standing is now another larger Tesla dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Says, "I have been hiding in this form for..."
Callie, I was thinking the same thing. She went like this. But I like to imagine a little lightning is going between the fingers.
What is Ruby's expression? Does it look like she knew?
She's like, "I'm also a dragon, whatever. Everybody's a dragon."
Her back is against the wall. She is absolutely pale. And
she's a ruby dragon.
she looks like she is furious.
You couldn't have at least been honest to your best friend, assistant.
He's like,
person?
Our kind are not exactly well received on Radix anymore for the same reasons for why I tried to kill the chemist the first time. We've created many of the monstrous things in this world out of our own hubris and search for answers. I'm sorry, and he turns to look to Ruby. Crypto is the only one who may remember, because you're the only one from the original team in the room right now. One of the first things that you guys, when you guys were first encountering Cyblights, Ruby told you that her sibling, her brother, was killed by a Cyblight. And that was why she came to work for the professor, because he told her that he would find a way to get rid of them. And that's what building this team was for.
So she's just another victim of your little experiments.
I'm still reading
is the
his
future
personal
like
thoughts.
just there's no morals in the future? Like at all?
Oli, you get this. It's still that regret, but also like the wheels are turning very quickly to try and say whatever he can to try and salvage this. Like he's desperately afraid of losing these people in the room.
Actually, like
of having them turn against him.
Hey, you's gonna turn to Vinna when she says that. It's like, I'm a little surprised that you, of all people, would have a hard time understanding the perspective of a dragon. Of course they're going to be ruthless, consuming monsters. I mean, like, not to put too fine a point on it, but that's kind of what dragons are. They're forces of nature. They're amoral. They have their own code. Hell, even I understand that.
Whoa,
And I only work for them.
Whoa. Hey, you.
Hey, what?
Restless isn't a bad thing. And
No,
amorality...
it's a value judgment, but what I'm saying is that I'm just surprised that she was less apt to at least understand the perspective of a creature like that, coming from her lineage as she has.
Oh yeah, my lineage of really fucked up people.
You're descended from the dragon-blooded.
No, I perfectly understand. But like, it's easy to fall into the trap of being immoral and doing things just for the fun of it. It's a lot harder and a lot more important to know what you're doing is the right thing to do. And what in the goddamn hell did you think would happen when you made monsters? Other than, you know, destroy the world that you were ruling.
The chemist I wasn't ruling it. I have very little vested interest in this world. I've been to many worlds over many decades, over many centuries. I don't hide the fact that my existence is entirely dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge and science. I don't sully my experiments with charity projects.
I have one question for you, Professor. Why the hell didn't you call it anti-Cyblight services? It's the same acronym. You went with corruption? I mean, I get it. It's not just physical, but like moral and other stuff like that. But like, come on. We've dealt with Cyblights more than corruption.
It wasn't originally just intended for the Cyblights. honestly thought that most of them were killed in the lab.
Boy, that makes it really weird that our first mission was androids and cyblights.
That's... I don't think it was an accident. And the
What does
chemist is
that
just
mean?
sitting there.
You
Oh, you haven't put that together. Oh, the Circle of Night has been... That's why they hired me. I'm helping the Cyblates aid to their cause. They're soldiers, as it were.
Okay, well, we were having a conversation over here. I'll get back to you in a minute.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Well, now we're done, so...
You're gonna feel a little tickle in the back of your head from Hey You. It's like, can I? Because he's there. Hey You is still standing behind the giant tank gun and been fiddling with it this entire time.
Just the hand of, like, weight.
He's been working on the calibrations.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry.
Especially when the chemist got smaller.
Well, things have certainly changed.
Crypto, do you have any more questions?
Yeah, not that apply to, I think the chemist.
Good, so I'm free to go then?
And she smashes him on the head.
Straight
Up hammers him
get back to you
the
on that.
floor. She's gonna just whack-a-mole that bitch into guacamole.
Okay, are you going for lethal damage or non-lethal?
Yes.
Okay, roll your attack.
Crypto wants to prevent that for now.
Why? You're done.
You're done. We're done.
Do you like
Okay.
tackle?
I asked
Yeah,
you.
Do you
literally
tackle
said,
her? Like, what are you
I'm
doing
done.
to stop it?
You're not done. He's not done until I say he's done.
Okay, roll initiative.
Okay.
Ooh,
Just
can
the
I
two
roll
of them.
initiative?
Not just the two.
I know what I'm doing on my
Yes.
turn. Okay.
5.
14.
17. Oh, no,
Oh,
18, I'm
Jesus.
sorry.
Okay, hang on. All right.
Go rolling.
18 was
Initiative.
Vinna. If
No,
anybody wants to
no.
do something.
I got
18 was Vinna. 5 was Crypto. What did Bark get?
15.
And hey, you.
14.
Vinna, go ahead and roll an attack.
Okay. Oh,
Nat
it's
20.
a crit.
Uh,
Crit. Mhm.
Roll again to confirm.
17.
oh, jeez.
So, my mallet does, at least, 3 damage, so, like...
What
He
does
has
it do
5
max?
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What does it do at max?
Oh, and max, hold on. It's gonna be... So,
It's a mall, it's
Ah.
2d6s, so it's 12.
It's 2d6. plus-
12 plus whatever your strength is.
Where's the 12 come from?
Because the d6 is.
Well, it does
It's the max
on a
damage
on a
d6.
crit and
Oh,
Retroverse.
yes. So,
Yeah.
24,
Oh.
and
It's just-
then my strength, so 2, so 20...
No, not 24. We're not doubling the damage dice.
Yeah, it's just max whatever you would do if you were rolling it normally.
Right.
So 2d6 max would be 12 plus your strength.
Plus my strength, which is plus 2.
But she confirmed, so don't you roll again?
Yes,
Yeah.
and now you roll again.
Okay.
So
and
it'd be
then I
14
got,
plus whatever you got.
I got 7.
Okay.
21.
21.
Yeah. How would you like to end him?
Again.
Again.
Yeah. She takes her hammer and then she just splats it on his face, just brain guts everywhere, and like gets splattered on the face and just straight laced, like not even giving a fuck.
When you do, the form ripples and flashes back to that large size. Both you and Crypto are sort of pushed back a few feet, and the wall of force spell shatters.
Ooh.
At that point, Bark, it's your turn.
The door opens up and it's like, hey, I brought everybody coffee and donut. Holy crud! There's blood everywhere! And you notice he has a bunch of donuts and like a big thing of coffee.
What's Hey You doing?
Well, he was apparently watching the chemist get fucking splattered. That was really their primary concern was that. But I guess now they're going to hold an action to see if Professor Dragon wants to pull some shit now.
Crypto?
He's just gonna stand there. Judge everyone.
The form ripples
Except
and
Except the one's not involved.
the massive dragon that was the professor shrinks back down to his normal size. That's the other thing, Bark. You walked into this room and there is a second dragon in the room.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
That then shifts and becomes the professor.
There's a lot of thunderclaps in this room. All that like air rushing in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was because of
cheeks,
other
but
things. Yeah.
I'm just imagining that's what happens, and the donuts just drop.
Hey, you just
I'm
dummy
in a
thick.
full suit. The thunderclap is not happening right now, okay?
Hey, look, we can all
You're in a
be
full
fully
suit-
suited up, but
Listen,
everyone
you're
here
in a
is
full
so
Henshin
ass.
suit.
You're at 2 HP. It's
Oh,
fine.
Always
because of your
thunderclapping.
thunderclap ass cheeks. We know. We got it.
Colonel. was trying to kill the chemist. But my ass cheeks are so dummy thick. I keep waking him up from the dead.
Oh my god.
End scene. Good game. All right. Good night, everybody.
Alright, we're done here. We're
No,
done.
stop. We got an hour left.
Oh my god.
Professor
Barkley's jaw lands on the ground with the donuts.
I apologize for not telling you the truth sooner, but I understandably thought that it would go very poorly.
It appears you have very much to discuss with your employees. Crypto, if you don't need me, I'll be heading back to base for a little while for a debrief.
Bark
All right.
slowly.
Thank you,
puts-
Heyu, for your assistance. We greatly appreciate it. Now,
Call me anytime.
Bark-
You know me.
absolutely.
Barkley
I thought we were supposed to call
awkwardly
you
puts
Heyu.
the coffee over on the counter, and he just continues facing everybody, but he walks backwards, and he goes back out the door where he came and closes the door.
Is this like the pizza
Meanwhile-
gif?
Yes,
Of
that is
Korea?
exactly what this
Nope,
is.
Dale's like, I don't know if this is normal, he says to Nolly. It's like,
Vinna's gonna walk over to the professor and she's gonna say, if you ever do what he did ever again, I will do the exact same thing to you.
For once in your life, you're the quietest thing I've ever heard.
Intimidation.
It's true.
I don't think it's needed, but I'd like.
You can.
Are you proficient with intimidation?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to show that off. You got to do it.
It's not great.
You do have the hero point that you can
Yeah,
spend
I'm gonna
to
use it.
reroll.
I want advantage. I want it to be. It's an at 20.
What the fuck? And he says,
Yeah, that's what I like.
I have every reason to believe that you would.
God, we're on the same page. And she's gonna
Um,
walk out of the room.
What's Vox
Fox
up
is
to?
gonna walk over. Professor, you're not the first dragon that myself and many of the even higher than I Henshin have had to deal with. I mean, for Alpha Zed's sake, there's an entire mecha dragon floating around space waiting to kill everyone at any given moment. Not surprised at this. Do you mean harm?
Even at the time, I didn't mean it. I was blinded by the pursuit of science. It's cliche to say, but I was more interested in seeing if it could be done than worrying about the implications. It didn't occur to me that they would propagate as quickly as they did, and they would look at everything that isn't a cyblate quite in the way that they did. It's not just a virus, it's an intelligent virus. It's malevolent. It wants to make the entire universe itself.
Like the movie Virus.
Sure.
That was Reese talking.
Yeah. So if that's the case, and if you have been alive for as long as you say you have, then it's fair to say that since the Cyblight War, you've been working against your own creation, right?
He looks over to Vinna and says, I worked alongside Visca Archfer in the Machine War. She didn't know either, but I did everything that I could to make sure that they were stopped.
If that's the case, then I don't have to take you into custody, and I really wouldn't want to try to. I mean, you are a dragon.
I would greatly appreciate you not doing that. You also did notice that he was bigger than the chemist.
Yes! So, I would say that my only hope for you, call this the written warning. Why don't you go and explain a few things to Ruby while we figure out what we need to do next?
At this point, you guys, she's stormed out. She's...
I'm
I'm trying to get him to go before he loses her.
Meanwhile, meanwhile, it cuts to her and Barclays, and he's like, "So you saw the dragon too, huh?"
No, no.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah,
No.
you could say that.
Tactics I name is Barkley.
Awkward pause. Glazed donut.
Yeah. And she takes a donut and just kind of storms off.
It's like one of the few that was not fell on the ground in the crushed box.
She says, if you guys ever need me, you know my number. But
Oh, no.
I don't want to see him. And you notice at this point, she's still holding the very large gun that she riddled the dragon full of bullets with.
You might not want to go out in the street acting like that. Looks down at
I'm
the gun.
aware. But I also would prefer not to have the confrontation that I feel is probably going to happen soon. So I'll be seeing you, Bark. Don't die. Try not to.
I'll do my best.
And try and keep the rest of them alive and safe from whatever the fuck he's wrought. And with that, she just goes and heads down the stairs. Professor says, I sincerely doubt that she would want me to follow. It was my creations that killed one of her family members. And I never told her because obviously I expected it to go just like this. I understand if you don't want anything to do with me. This is as much your home as it is mine.
Professor gets a text from Bark.
What's the text say?
Does he look at it?
Yeah.
Was there another dragon in your lab? He walked in as he was shifting back.
It's true.
Yeah.
He never saw him in dragon form, except for that split second.
You're about to say something, Vox?
No.
Oh.
I was just hand waving to the rest of the group because this isn't my say here. I'm only the third highest ranking in this room in the moment for team seniority. Everybody else came in after, so for Ollie and
Oh my god.
Vinna.
I just realized Crypto and Bark are the only ones that are from the original crew.
No, Daiyo.
Daiyo is
Daiyo,
here. I'll say
yes,
that
and
she's
Daiyo.
sort of standing in the back of the room.
Stunned
Just
silence.
yeah.
She's a stunned fish.
She was probably helping.
very angrily just watching the chemist.
She was probably helping pay you out with like on the other side of the head, like lining up with a good shot. Does it move?
I need a break from you, Professor. I gotta go find another dragon.
Can't hear you, Callie.
What is happening? I'm scared.
Everyone's being angsty, that's what's happening.
My parents are getting a divorce. Mom, come pick me up. I want to go home.
It's
My
the
parents
second.
are getting a
calling
divorce.
Sammy and
Mom,
like,
come pick
"Mom,
me up.
pick me up!"
Yeah, Dad and the stepmom are getting a divorce now.
Yeah. Mom, pick me up. I want to go.
Yay, 2 Christmases. So, talking from a kid who's been product of divorced parents,
Yeah, that's
it was awesome in the 90s.
Anyway.
Not so much now.
Anyway.
No.
So, I have no problem continuing work with you. The people are more important than any single one of us. I'm cool to stick around for now. Crypto, Bark.
Bark's
Bark?
not, he's not in the room.
Bark?
isn't in the room.
Yeah,
No,
he's in the
I
hallway.
know, but this is kind of funny
I'm-
after just talking to Crypto.
He's taking his time going down the stairs. He'll wait at the bottom for when everyone else is coming out.
What are your feelings, Crypto?
Well, I honestly shouldn't be too surprised. Honestly, probably should have seen it coming, considering everyone else that I looked up to has either let me down or I let them down, so kind of figured it would be the latter, to be honest.
Kind of the way mortal existence works in my experience.
I am not a famous athlete. I am not a child of world savers and rock stars. I'm not a billionaire genius dragon scientist. I'm not a reality bending martial artist. I'm not super sniper. I'm not a member of a high member of a global organization. I don't have tentacles.
Yet.
I'm just
That
crypto.
happened. I don't know.
I'm just crypto. That's not a lot.
Isn't being crypto enough?
You know there's no such thing as a paragon, right?
What are you talking about?
Which one of us? We both spoke.
No paragons, just an apogee.
Oh my gosh, Simon! He's back.
Doing
Simon, you're back!
No, he's not.
It was all a test
God
by
damn it.
Simon. That's what it was.
This
Lyra
is all a
comes in,
prank pulled by the
everybody's hugging
Professor and Simon.
I hacked the shit out of things.
It's almost
No,
like
no, no,
you
no, no.
could hear Simon. Simon.
Quit bailing people, I'm dead.
To To answer your question, Ollie, no. Being crypto, at least, was not enough. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done the stupid things I did in the past to be where I am now. To go through that experimentation, to try and be better, to be something. And to answer your question, Vox, I legit don't know what a paradigm is.
Paragon.
Is that a shape?
No, that's a pentagon. A paragon is someone who tries to be perfection. They try to be what they deem perfection, but that in itself is unachievable. The key to the closest thing there is to perfection is through imperfection. No one is capable of going through this world unsullied. Not a person from Henshin, not a motherfucking dragon. Oh geez, I don't normally let words like that come out of my mouth. But
Cool. We're all adults here.
Oh my goodness! In my Christian neighborhood? Good lord.
In my
But-
Christian Retroverse stream?
said the powerful Russian Jew in my Christian neighborhood.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
I digress.
I'm just imagining if Hertz did anything even relatively close to religious, it would just be like a slutty nun costume for Halloween.
But
What is she,
crypto.
Bayonetta? What the?
Yes, crypto. You are going to be the best crypto there can be. Just like I can be the best Voxhart, and just like Ollie can be the best Ollie.
Slowly look over to Nopto.
You'll be a better crypto than me.
They're like,
Nopto is based on you. If you can admire him, look in a mirror.
Just waves over to you like, hi.
I mean,
What are we talking about?
AZ's
What's a pentagon?
rips off his own helmet, tosses it to the side, and it shatters into grid bits and goes back. It is incredibly difficult to go through existing anywhere without thinking that you are not doing enough. We all think it. Even the people you admire, whoever that is, because I have no idea.
They're all dead. Except for one.
Well, but that's the point. Even they can't go through this world without eventually failing to continue existing. No one is perfect. No one is immortal in the truest sense. Press on. You've got people who support you and care about you. I mean, just look at that one. And I imagine, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I just see Ollie.
Like, hello.
no, I'm just listening to Vox. Like,
Yeah, and I'm pointing at Ollie. Like,
Ollie's
there
just
are people that care about you.
Ollie's just eye, mouth, eye.
no, not everyone.
Go smooch him, Ollie. Make him feel good
No.
about himself.
I don't know.
Bye, Jesse.
Bye, Jesse.
Bye.
Crypto needs a good, like, good talking to. He doesn't need, he just needs a friend. I'm not gonna do anything. Shut up.
No, keep going. I'm not here. I have left the building.
So
I don't
Did I
expect to be
leave?
perfect. I do not expect to be perfect because, one, I am me. And even the people I look up to, I know are not perfect. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't strive to at least try to be that. I want to be what those people were to me. They were hope. They were that light in darkness. They were strong. You could feel relief when you saw them. That's why I went through that experimentation, to be even a smidgen of something like that. I can't even say I'm strong enough for my so-called teammates to believe in my decision making, or even previous teammates to believe that I could protect them. He like shoves the Lyra note in like Vox's hands. And except he gave him the wrong note, and it's the phone number of the nurse lady. Immediately realizes and switches that.
I mean, it's. I was gonna assume that was still Lyra's thing, but I didn't know if you two had a thing or not. And I mean, I wouldn't want to say anything anyway with Oli right there, but okay.
I just want to be strong enough. Let's skip this part. I'm not.
Question mark.
I'm gonna ignore everything you just said, because.
Man, we need to get Crypto somebody to smooch. I swear to God, that's on my list.
The professor says, I know that it's worthless, but when I put this team together, I didn't just choose you at random. I chose all of you for a reason. Crypto, I didn't choose you because of the experiment. I chose you because of who you are. I did a lot of research before this. I've seen the records of your training and where you come from, and the fact that you've trained since you were old enough to hold a sword. I know that right now things are complicated and messy, and it's not a great time for everyone right now. I didn't just pick you guys because I picked you for a reason. That's what the tests were to do.
Bit by a zombie. You made a holographic zombie by my ankle.
I did do that. What I'm saying is, you are bigger than anything that I've done. I put this team together to try and attempt to help fix the things that I broke, that I can't be trusted to touch. Because I know better than to trust myself to try and fix things without having someone to temper my ambitions. And because of that, I'm trusting you and Bark to try and keep and sort of, I assume Daiyo at this point has gone out into the hallway with Bark. All of you are members of this team, but you were the ones that I chose first. I'm leaving everything to you for the moment. I will be back eventually, but I feel like now is probably a good time for some distance to get perspective. And he takes out of his pocket a set of keys that has like a key card attached and tosses it across the table to you. It just lands on the table and like skids closer over to you.
Not now, Holly, not now.
He says, you know how to reach me. I'll always answer for any of you. But things, and he sort of looks over to where the collective's body is. You're on the right track. You're doing well. I'm trusting you guys to do what needs to be done. And I'll see you again. And he raises the hand and starts to cast a spell. And a second later vanishes as he teleports away. Bark, as you're in the hallway, you see Vinna come out of the room.
Oh, yeah, we had a little private conversation.
Oh, okay.
It pretty much involved donut.
Yeah.
That was the conversation.
Oh.
No, it's not the conversation.
Well, I mean, that's as much as we had.
Yes.
But anyway. Everything okay?
It's fine.
Are you gonna
But-
go off into the streets and start beating up people again?
Not this time. I have other plans. And one of them involving you. Because we seemingly just kind of blaze over the fact that you're dying. And I'm not...
There's more important things going on.
No. That's not right.
I'm just a skeleton walking on borrowed time.
No. Bark, you're a person and a friend. There's a way big difference between that and just some random skeleton. You think that
Apparently somebody's pissed.
I can hear the screaming from
That
the
was meant to
inside
be a
of the door.
DM.
I know, so I'm just pulling her leg.
Well, okay. I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I know what it's like to think that it's better to do things on your own and bottle things up, but it's not healthy, Bark. And I know as a skeleton you probably don't care about physical health, but this is a mental thing. And I'm not gonna let another person in my life get drowned out by this deep desire to do things on their own. There's enough of that going around.
Then will you help me try to find Lyra?
Why are you looking for her?
She left without a goodbye. I at least want that. And I want her to explain why she did that to Sammy. I can't say much on either of their ends, but Lyra has some deep issues, and I don't know if I'll be able to handle myself in front of her. But if you think that this is the answer to your problem, I'll help you. I don't know why, but it seems like that's all my purposes anymore. I feel like I can't be unless we know why. You'll know where to find me. And he hands her the rest of the box of donuts that's kind of smashed. A few of them fell on the ground up above earlier.
Okay.
And he heads off into the sidewalk and gets a taxi or whatever. It's home.
Is there like an address on these box of donuts? I don't understand.
You know where Barkley lives. Everybody knows we're on the same apartment thing.
Do I know where Barkley lives?
Vinna does, even when she was in Sammy's body. You know, you've
True,
been
you're
there
right.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
I was like, hold on.
Yeah,
a second.
you were. Yeah, you were riding around with Sammy enough to at least know they're in the same building.
You probably even know what basketball court he goes to practice at every day.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, in the lab,
Yay,
Oli,
angst.
Vox, and Crypto.
I'm gonna cry. I'm fine.
Crypto is like, just like hands behind his back, looking out the window. Or maybe even like forehead like on the window, just like.
Vox hands over his letter after Crypto handed his over to Vox. And it still has the gold band attached to it. I've been holding on to this for a long time. And while I really did appreciate the sentiment from Lyra, she honestly had no idea what she was saying with that last part involving the ring. That's why I never took it off. Seems like everybody's getting bothered, almost cursed again, and as long as I'm wearing this, it doesn't look good on a Henshin to go about it that way. I'm not quite from around here.
Me neither.
No. How to put it? I'm stuck here.
We're all stuck here. You
Oh,
really
now
think
we
about
are
it.
familiar.
You're literally a video game to me.
That is awfully rude.
Sweet summer child. I'm trying so hard. Okay.
Sorry,
you know how
hang
we
on.
go
Just...
into the virtual grid, right?
All right.
Right? And a lot of it can feel really, really real.
It is really, really real.
Okay.
We've been there.
So, if this is the virtual grid, and this is us right here, I come from up here.
You're an angel.
I chose the wrong
I'm sorry.
an
I
angel?
couldn't help it.
He's a
I
pirate. He's a
chose the
pirate
wrong
You
angel.
heard when you fell from heaven because you're an angel.
Are you
sorry.
an angel?
No,
Okay.
it's great. I love it.
You're okay. So if the virtual world is one plane, and we're on one plane, you're from a different plane.
An airplane. if you
Kinda.
will.
And I've been here for a while. For a long while. Like a long, long while.
I'm 5 years old. You're gonna have to explain what a long while is.
Fair. I would have known your great grandparents.
Are all the henchins like super old?
When did Vinna get here?
How
Sorry,
fast do
I'm gonna-
Wunari generations happen? Because if
Well,
they're
I
adults
think
by
in
the
the
time they're like
A
text-
dog's
3,
age?
In the text, they mature at 5, and then they
Okay, so you
live
could be a grandpa at
around
the age of 15.
60s-ish.
is what you're telling me.
Yeah, if you and all your kids have kids right as soon as they're able to, basically.
Sickos.
I mean, if they live in if they're Midwest Wunari, that usually happens pretty fast.
Rude.
Okay. Pat you on the shoulder. Good for you, man.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
So,
Literally singing the same exact.
do you have a goal in mind or something? What? Like, Can you not go back? Like, we can go back and forth on our plane and virtual world?
No, no, I can't. In fact, the last thing I remember was opening the game that I thought I was going to be playing when I was like starting senior year of high school. I've been here for a while, and this is when I have to clarify something with the Gridmaster.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a sense of how time dilation works between here and where I came from?
So as far as you can tell, years work roughly the same. You feel like you're aging at the same rate you would from home.
It's 1-to-1. It's not like I've been in here for 6 game days, or the difference of it being more like 600 game years.
It feels like the closest thing that it feels like you were teleported to another world. So it feels like it's been a little over 15 years to you.
Yeah.
And you think you're aging at about the same rate, but it's kind of hard to tell based on like...
I'm in my avatar, and I set my avatar to be in the late 20s.
Yeah.
So...
But you are aging. You don't know how much time has passed, if any, back home, though, because you haven't really had a glimpse of it at all.
Yeah. When I go to sleep here, I wake up here. I have memories of what I was doing, but they've been fading because they don't quite mesh with Neo Radami and with Cubics and the whole cosmology of this world. I had to grow up real fast. And the big reason why I'm with Henshin Command is because that was the game I was planning on playing. And that felt like the safest place to be if I ever got a chance to get out.
You were going to play Henshin Command?
It was supposed to be just a fun action-adventure game. I was going to fight things, level up, make a super cool MMO fighty thing. And then... cool thing, I get to live it. Not so cool thing, don't know if I'm going to die in it. It's been fine enough. I just want to know if I can go back. Not that I need to go back. You know?
All right.
But I haven't told anybody besides, I think, maybe 3 people over the course of my decade and a half in here.
Ooh.
The first one I asked when I came in freaked out, and I think they're still in the asylum.
Why did you say something? I'm picking the donuts off the floor. I'm like, why did you say something? And then I go back to picking donuts on the floor.
Nopto's like eating like popcorn, like, I don't know what this is, but this is great.
So distressed while eating, like picking up donuts off the floor and just tears in her eyes.
God, I'm thinking like, I also can't go back to where I'm from. Like, it's not possible to go back, and Vox knows that. So like, it just whatever.
What? No. So I know yours is a time-based thing. And if I've seen anything based on my brief stint with Danbo, you could attempt to, but just, again, changing time is different. You could not live if you went back. I'm not even seeking my way back. I just want to know that I could if I wanted to. How much time has passed? It's not like I had a girlfriend behind, and it's not like I had parents that were around often enough. This was going to be what I was doing anyway. I just was probably going to go to class, hang out with some friends, try to get into college. That's it. Cops suck. And I'm stuck basically being one. That's how this has turned into being. I just wanted to punch and hit things. I just wanted to be a super cool guy. And I am, but all the red tape.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be griping, but after seeing what happened with Ruby just now and the professor, I felt like I should tell at least some of you, if not all of you. And it
Thank
depends
you.
on what's going to happen with, like, if Vinna strolls in and is in a huff and puff, I'm not going to do anything with that. And if Lyra ever comes back, I'm going to, let her know. I'm going to try and take the note back from Crypto. That was a sweet thought, but it was a selfish thought because it was meant to make her feel good, not really thinking about me. So what do we do now?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky.
On the next episode, we get the band back together.
Honestly.
Are we getting the band back together? It seems like a lot of people's got a lot of shit going on.
I don't think the objectives have really changed.
We get back we get back the pin that was holding the tangled mess together.
We still have an organization, that is for sure. Whether they're looks at you a video game or not, that is trying to
really well.
I don't got time to dwell on things like that. I have my own selfish things to dwell on.
I have priorities.
We have an organization that's still trying to rewrite reality, and we still have things that are not that can be corrected. That we hopefully, I don't know why specifically we. Professor, of course, didn't explain of why, just that it was on purpose. It was. They trusted us for this, and I think we should continue. Not immediately.
No.
One,
Not
I am in
immediately.
immense pain.
Yes.
As remember, he is melty. As that's when his armor just completely and then he is just in his sweatshirt and pants and shoes. Well,
let's order in some food and breathe. We haven't done that since we went in.
Barkley has never done that. The breathing
Okay,
part.
fuck you. You do sleep. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, you sleep now!
Calm down. I was talking about the breathing.
Okay.
Any of you like lo mein?
I like lo mein.
Ole, what is lo mein?
I don't know. I think Vinna's more of a high main.
It's like tentacly noodles.
I know what lo mein is.
Oh, I heard someone say what is lo mein, and I think
That was me trolling.
Yeah.
thank you for explaining. I didn't know what that was.
I've had lo
Says-
mein
says
like
Crypto.
every night
Oh.
since I got here. So,
Ole,
Or that
I
it
don't
was
know
low
what
moon.
anything in this grocery store is supposed to taste like. I just found one thing on the menu that I've liked, so I order it every time.
That's exactly Ollie.
Wow, what a mood.
I ordered lo
Every
mein.
trip to the grocery store is an adventure.
Oh my god, you're a chicken tendies kid.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
not like
chicken
that.
tendy girl.
It's chicky nuggies, first of all.
In her defense, she
If they're
literally
long, they're tendies. If they're
Different
short,
planet.
they're nuggies.
Okay,
Nuggies.
yeah, you're right. Yes.
Are
I
they
apologize.
dinosaur shaped?
I was going to say they're
And-
definitely dinosaur shaped.
Good.
Technically, she didn't come from a different planet. She came from a different celestial body. The moon is a
Alright,
planet.
I don't calm down.
Everything is really just a different celestial body when you get down to it, because we're all made of star stuff.
Yeah.
The more you know.
gonna
I'm
kick your
fine with
ass.
lo mein. Can we just
Alright.
order lo mein?
I pick these donuts off the floor, I throw them in the trash. And also, when she passes Vox, she kind of like goes and she punches you in the arm. She's like,
Ow.
Why
Why?
do you gotta call me out like that?
Call you out like, hello? Yes, ordering occurs.
and then
We had like
she goes
we
throw the
had
donut
like
away.
3 quarts of Neo noodles, and
I hate how good that is. Yes, can we get one with roast pork, one house, and one vegetarian?
Send nudes.
also solar soy sauce,
Send hot nudes! We need them right away!
hot
Yes,
wet nudes.
Also, if I can get some,
Saucy wet nudes!
if I can get some golden fingers with some
Full
ducky
mess.
sauce, that would be lovely.
Hot
Thank you, Jesse.
mustard.
You are from another planet, yes.
Hot
mustard,
mustard.
jeez.
But the one that comes in the cup, not the packet.
Of course!
The cup, not
What
the
are we gonna
packet,
eat animals?
Hello, who's this?
Should have
Yes,
left.
if you could deliver this to the apartment labs at 123.
You give the address. You know the address.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it like Apex something or
Wait,
other?
wait, isn't
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah,
that a
Apex
Neil?
Solutions.
Isn't that Neil Rad Amy?
Did I not? Damn it! I got the. I'm sorry, Delta. I'll get back to you.
Okay. Do you know anybody?
I should have left.
No.
Hey, Passion.
All right.
There was a call for you.
What to do with you two? Looking at Ollie,
Noli. You mean?
Noli, well, also Ollie. What are we supposed to do with that one? But Noli and Nocto.
If she goes pretty, is she a ravioli?
Ship.
I'm stuck here. I can't do anything with me.
I guess I could go into the future. I just have to call that crazy train guy again. I don't know.
Good times on a Friday night.
Finds the correct number for the Neo Radami place, orders the same
It's
order.
literally like
Yeah.
1 digit off. It's like the very first number or something.
It's because I got punched and my finger slipped on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obvi.
You take 1 cold damage. I
Hey,
don't know
welcome
how-
to the wet nudes. What can we get for you, brah?
No, please.
Why?
Anything but that.
Why?
Why did you call that place?
That's the guy I stole the cell phone from.
Sorry, I was thinking Oli actually sung that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I love that Jesse is still listening to this apparently and responding in the Discord.
Jesse, are you having fun?
but yeah.
So they're ordering food. Do we want to mention what Bark and Vinna are doing, or get to that next time?
Bark's doing the classic like end of Act 2 sports movie thing where he's just in like sweater and sweatpants practicing on the court alone. You know?
Oh yeah, the my head's in the game, my heart is in the song.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Oh yeah, what was the song in
We don't need the copyright strike.
No, the song in
Oh, that'd be a
Michael
great.
Roden, please don't sue us.
That'd be a great spell name for Retroverse. Copyright strike.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Actually, that does. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Vinna is trying to find Foosh.
Oh
Sorry.
shit.
I saw Chemist was dead again. Sorry.
Who is Vinna trying to find?
Whoosh. You don't know who
It's
they
the
are.
sister.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't hear is all. I know Foosh. I'm her royal frickin' walkie thing.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, she's a little too big for that now, but
Don't kill his dreams.
I mean, listen, if you want to get like suffocated by a giant ancient dragon, go for it. I'm not gonna kink shame you.
So,
You have one wish, my son. What is it? You want to go home or dragon?
so
She big.
next time we will pick up with some of the party having a meal, some of the party in like angsty training montage and searching for long lost loved ones, and maybe catch up on what the fuck Simon's been doing this whole time.
Ooh.
That'd be helpful.
I'd be interested in hearing in that.
Yeah, maybe we can know what Lyra's doing. We haven't heard from her in a while.
Ah, who gives a shit?
Oh
about
my
Lyra?
god, someone needs to check
What's
on
Sandy
Bud.
been up to?
Nobody knows. She's dead.
Somebody needs to check on Bud. I think he's dead.
No, I think Bud had been
I'm okay.
Oh, thank God.
You just see
I
a
did not want
plant
that on my conscience as
skeleton next
well.
to a moth lady skeleton. Oh, they're fine.
They're fine. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's hanging out in Sammy's apartment right now, so.
I think the
There's plenty of
professor and
food.
Ruby had been checking in on him occasionally too. But yeah, no, somebody's gonna have to do that now, considering both of them noped out for
Yeah.
who
No,
knows
I'm
how
fine. I've got me a window and a water main, and I'm just fine as kind.
Is Bud a carnivore?
Yeah.
We
Bud
have a
is
dead
absolutely
dragon.
an omnivore.
We have a dead dragon that I don't feel like cleaning up.
Oh, that'll take a while.
Oh,
Where?
Very.
That dragon tastes good.
It's
Come that
spicy.
alligator.
He's gonna be a large-sized plant when he's done.
He's not gonna be able to move when he's done.
He's going to be a
Never
literal
seen.
house plant when he's done.
Good. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted.
I love it.
What were you trying
All I'm
to
gonna
say?
say is Little Shop of Horrors,
Yeah.
the
Oh, that's
80s
absolutely
musical.
I mean, that's
So
like, I
good.
think that's like what Bud
think
is
it's what it's based off of.
right? Yeah.
I'm a mean green mother from outer space, and I'm bad.
But only if we get to have the original ending, not the movie cut. Go on.
Oh, but I love Rick Moranis so much.
Ooh,
I like him having a happy ending.
But let everybody die.
one last thing.
Oh.
Another
It's-
Retroverse spell. Director's cut.
Nice.
I
That
love-
yes.
We need to sit and talk.
That or a Henshin
Scott.
move. That'd be a Henshin move, actually.
So, we'll pick up there next time.
I'm
Going
coping.
around doing plugs. Reese, you're the one that started all this fucking nonsense. Do you want to lead us off?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I would like to apologize.
I would like
We
to
have fun here,
apologize for
folks.
my
Sorry,
actions.
not sorry, but also a lot of
It's
sorry.
So good. It's
I
so
did
good.
not.
I had
Never
so much
apologize.
fun, y'all.
I did not realize the can of worms I was opening. But boy, did they taste good. Yeah, so you can catch me here every other week for this game here at Scotty Hood's channel. I'm also here every other Tuesday for the Unwritten game. The next one, I believe, will be the 27th,
Mhm.
Next Tuesday,
next Tuesday.
On Taco Tuesday.
there will be a hot pirate lady, and I'm looking forward to it.
Like I said,
Fingers
Taco
crossed
Tuesday.
it's Miss Piggy.
We can only
Wow.
dream. I can smooch Miss Piggy. I want to do that.
She big?
She thick.
No, it's literally a Muppet.
Yeah, we're literally all.
But
Muppets.
also, yes, she's very thick.
Well, we're all the human characters except for Dylan's character, who is a frog.
I believe Callie can add more to that blog when it's her turn.
Yes.
Anyway,
I
you guys can catch me at Repieces on Twitter. Other than that, again, sorry, not sorry.
Never apologize.
Don't apologize. I've had so much fun tonight.
This is gonna be weird.
Callie, do you want to go next?
Hi. I wasn't thinking you were gonna call me. Hello, I am Callie on Twitter, and I do art, and I have if you want to hire me to do writing stuff,
Yeah.
I can do that.
You have stickers if the camera lets it focus, and you got pins.
I got stickers, and I got this pen that's on. If you go to my Twitter, it's on my flow page.
There's one that might get.
I don't know if I can mention it, but I do have.
Just go onto the Redbubble. You'll find it. It's
She has a lot of cool designs on her Redbubble.
Yeah. You
Go,
won't be
go onto
disappointed.
Redbubble. Go onto Redbubble. If there's something there for a limited time because the mouse might get me. So just
Put up the link in chat on here so we can see it.
maybe not. No.
No,
You can
Go to
send.
your Redbubble. Let me see it.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
just send them to the
I'll get it.
Redbubble.
I'll get it. And I'll put it on Twitch.
Dang.
Oh, we're doing these.
Okay. Check out Unwritten. It's this Tuesday. I run it, and Aya's in it, and Reese is in it, and Scotty's in it, and Dylan's in it. And we're gonna have a guest. on
Wow.
Tuesday.
They're gonna be
Yeah,
the pirate captain, right?
Yeah, gonna be the pirate captain. So I don't know about Miss Piggy, but yeah.
It's all right.
Sorry, guys.
Listen, there is a redheaded pirate lady, and that's like.
To be fair, to have Miss Piggy, they would have to that's a unique thing. Like that's really hard flavor to match.
I think that to give explanation, we have characters named after Muppets in my game. It didn't really supposed to happen like that, but it ended up happening that, and then we have Robin and Sweetums in the game, so whatever. But
Don't apologize.
Listen, I'm sorry, but you can't have anybody except for me play Miss Piggy. I will not allow it.
I will get some, but I'll do it. So other Muppets might show up at some point. I don't know. Check it out. It's on Tuesday. It's on this channel at 8 o'clock. Watch me cry tomorrow at 3 p.m. For Chaos Crew. That's gonna happen. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Oh no.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah.
Bob, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hey, hi, Worldwide Sentai. This is Bob Scary here. I come at you live from the Cavern Communication on Scotty Hood's channel. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and a slew of other places by my handle, BobScaryVOA. You can also find me at BobScaryVOA.com to listen to my demos because I'm, in fact, a voiceover artist. I'm in a few different games, and I will point that out. You can find me over on Milady Saito's channel on Monday nights doing the Isles of Dree. We might be Tales of Dree. We go back and forth on the name. So we got that. On Thursday nights, I'm occasionally doing stuff on that same channel. On every other Friday, I'm here getting to play Voxhart, which is just my wish fulfillment self-insert character. Being able to use it here in the Retroverse, a wonderful product that you should be looking up. And if you haven't been following and using the damn product, get to doing that because Kat has been wonderful at making sure that it's streamlining as we get to final product. Yes, you're going to take that compliment, deal with it. Tomorrow, though, you can find me at 3:30. I believe it's 3:30 Eastern over on Milady Saito's channel doing the Sandos of Time, where I play a white lineage Dragonborn named Ice Eggs, who is everything that a neckbeard says they are when they say that they've studied the blade, but he actually doesn't. And everyone in his party has made his life a living hell. it's a good
Bless
time.
you,
Bless you.
jeez. Are you
Bless you,
allergic to
guys.
weeb?
She would be dead by now on our Discord.
Oh yeah, I was about to say Dylan's big One Piece fan, so.
Ah.
Allergic to what?
Weeb.
Weeb. Okay, I thought you said weed,
Oh,
and I'm like,
weeb.
I'm sorry.
I heard weed.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
I'm not allergic to weed or weed or weeb.
But I digress. I'm on a lot of things. You can hire me for things. Make me
Yes,
do
do
voices
that.
for you.
Aya, do you want to go next?
I certainly can. Hey everybody, I'm sorry I've been sneezing through everybody's things, but I have a Twitter. I do commissions. You can go do that and give me money, and I will make you sweet art. And it'll be super cute. I promise. Let's see. Next game I have is Chaos Crew, where yes, I will cry, and yes, Scotty and Callie will also cry. Let's just say one of our characters died, and I'll let you pick which one it is.
Get those mugs ready, because there's gonna be plenty of tears to drink.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. I didn't tell anybody about her death, so now this is gonna bite me in the ass.
Everybody get your margaritas, because we're gonna have plenty of salt as well.
Woo! And my next game that I DM is on Thursday, with like half of these lovely people, Kat, Scotty, Callie, bunch of other people, bunch of other nerds, and we're gonna have a very special guest star who might be somebody that some people know, and I'm very excited about it. I'm not gonna say who it is though.
Jesse, are you good to do your plug, or do you want me to do it?
Get ready for action! Get ready for adventure! Get ready for the next episode of the Quest of the Quantum Rose! Our heroes are finally underway to the planet Nyx, where they shall meet the mysterious and far-seeing Granny Promethea, the final of the three time goddesses, who will give them the last ingredient of the MacGuffins they need to save the universe from being collapsed into a temporal singularity.
You know.
How will they prevail over the adversity set before them? Find out next time on the Quest for the Quantum Rose. That's it. YouTube.com/backchan. New episodes on Thursday.
Yeah, so I am on DM's Guild. I write things. Maybe coming out with a new supplement soon. We'll see. Hopefully, working on it.
I don't care what you think, Baka.
Alright.
My most recent thing on DM's Guild is called Birds of Paradise. It is a racial supplement for Aarakocra and Kenku in 5e.
So good.
Super cool.
So
Go check it out. It just hit Electrum. It's rad. The next game that I will be in is probably going to be Retroverse, but the next one that I'm actually playing in won't go live until not Monday, 2 days from now, but next Monday, which will be the next episode of Baltimore by Night, which things got very... literally the title name is changes. Like, shit's gonna go down. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh.
It's fine.
Oh.
It's fine.
Why would a title happen? Why would a title change happen?
Who like, no, like the name of the title is
It's
changes. Because spoilers if anybody cares. Sounds like the leadership of the Camarilla just got shifted around, but no one knows it yet except for Callie's character and the people in Callie's character's clan. And she literally has a post-it that says, "I'm not supposed to tell anyone." Don't tell anyone this time.
Hey, you better not lose that tonight.
It keeps falling down, and I keep like picking it up. I'm like, I gotta pick it up.
Oh yeah, that'll be fine. Just don't check near your desk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I can't wait.
I feel like it's very appropriate to all of the things that happened last time, so...
Yeah. So you can find that on our channel Crow and Chimera on YouTube. It's super cool. Go check it out. There are only 12 episodes, so it's not that hard to catch up. And super rad. And Baltimore by Night is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition game. So go do the thing and check it out. Scott, do you want to close this out?
Yeah, sure. Thank you everyone for watching. As you can tell by a lot of the different plugs here, that there are a lot of games running here. The next one will be the Super Crying Chaos Crew tomorrow at 3, as mentioned before. But then the next game will be run by my friend Blake, which will be a Dark Matter game tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is Mysteries of the Silver Fleet. So that will be awesome. And with that, I thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Goofy!
Bye, everybody! Oh
Goodbye.
my god, I had so much fun, you guys.